Hey y'all, good morning. Let's spend the day. Let's spend the day. Oh my gosh. Let's spend the day together. Happy Friday. Feliz Viernes. I'm back on my Duolingo. Okay. Back on my Duolingo. We're walking to the gym. It's 52 degrees out. Weather ain't bad, but definitely wish it was warmer. My husband brought the big girl to school. He has about an hour and a half before he has to be to work. So I decided, let me come on up here and move this body before I have to sit at the computer all day because I have like 4 calls today. So let's get it. I'm not even gonna chat with y'all in here. Maybe I will later. So let's stretch and jump some rope. It's finally just us in here. Y'all just see me get my ass whooped by that jump rope. I just did 4 reps of 8 with 2 10-pound dumbbells going over the head seated. And now I'm about to, I don't even know what these things are called, but now that nobody's in here, we can keep filming a little bit. I'm gonna hold up this, what is it called? This kettlebell over my head. And I'm gonna aim to get to 100 high knees, raising the 25-pound kettlebell over my head. So let's get into that. That was way harder than I thought. I just did 20 of them. I just did 20 of those. So I'm gonna go do something else and come back until I get to my 100. Okay, 30 minutes have gone by so fast. I'm about to get on the Stairmaster for 5 minutes and then I need to head home, take a shower to get my husband to work. So let's knock this out. It is literally crazy how much that Stairmaster can make you sweat. Let's go home. I'm so proud of me. I did not want to do that, but I did it. I'm not going to tell y'all what I would rather be doing, but I stopped doing what I'd rather be doing. Trying to replace bad habits with good habits, like my husband would say. So yeah, child. Also, we've been going to the YMCA. It's been so good, like so good. I've been doing cycling classes. I went to cycling twice this week. I'm gonna go to the Pilates class tomorrow, so I am super duper excited about that. But other than that, I've just been keeping it easy. Y'all, I have one more assignment for my master's. Hopefully I'll be able to knock that out today. Crossing my fingers. Not even crossing my fingers. I ain't going to bed until that assignment is done. I do not want to log on to the University of Phoenix.edu. I don't want to say ever again because I'm still thinking about getting my doctorate, but at least not right now. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get in this house, get clean, take a shower. I'm probably going to drink me a little green drink for breakfast because so far all I've had is this water. Let's get it. Hey, y'all. Okay, so definitely forgot to pick y'all back up. The morning just goes by so fast. It's so hard to keep up. The baby's down for a nap, so I can chit chat. I did stop by at my daughter's school for a little surprise lunch. Love that for her. I really do it for me. I do it to heal my inner childhood, to be real. I don't know if she hates it or loves it, but I do it for me. I tell myself that I'm going to try to make it up there once a month. She definitely prefers to eat with her friends. My husband's like, oh, she eats dinner with you 7 days a week, which is very true, but it's something that just heals me going up to the school and sitting and eating with her. Why not? She loved it in pre-K. She loved it in kinder, but the girlie is in 1st grade now, so I get it. But I'm going to keep doing it. Like, I like it. Okay, so while we fold and chat, I kind of wanted to talk about the YMCA a little bit more. The older my kids get, the more I'm starting to realize, like, okay, just because I'm a stay-at-home mom does not mean that I have to raise antisocial kids. You know, being a stay-at-home mom means availability to my family first. So, woohoo. But also, it means more opportunities. So, something that I'm striving to do this year, they have like a toddler read aloud activity thing at the library, usually weekly. And so that's something that I for sure want to start participating in, bringing my son so that he can get that social time. I love that he goes to the YMCA now, because when we're at the library, like yesterday I took the kids to the library and there were other kids there. Should I go get the mic? Let me get the mic. Hold on, let me mic up. Okay, can y'all hear me? So I took the kids to the library yesterday. There were other kids there. And I just felt good and I felt confident of my son being there playing with the other kids. My daughter is one thing, like I said, she's 6, so she has had experiences playing and doing whatever. But, you know, my son is my baby. He is the baby right now. So it's just, I have to get over my mom mode and get into, you know, these aren't itty bitty defenseless babies. These are kids and they need that time and space to get to know others, be social, exercise their personality. And what better way to do that than to put them into new environments with other people? Obviously controlled environments, but still, you know? So I felt really good watching him play. My daughter was there too playing, but bringing him to the toddler times with just him will give him some independence and some individuality away from his sister. So I love that. I have worked with kids who actually had a twin in my class. It was his first year being away from his twin sister. And this is when I taught 5th grade. And he could not read or write, which is crazy to think. And a lot of his teachers did not know that he couldn't read or write. And why is that? Because his sister, even though she wasn't the highest level learner in the class, his sister overcompensated for him, which kind of took a lot of the attention off of him. And so him being in my class, everybody works. If everybody's not working, the ship doesn't move. And that was my motto in every single classroom I've been in. We all work. If somebody's not working, we'll definitely be able to tell. And I was able to tell on the first day of school. You don't work. Why is that? Let's get mom and dad, or mom or dad, on the phone and figure out what this is. Obviously, super uncomfortable conversation for everybody to have, because this was his first year away from his sister. And we were able to get some things figured out with him in order for him to be successful. But at the end of the day, mom and dad relied so heavily on, oh, they'll have each other, when what we really need to be focused on is kids individually having their own backs. Because in a household, yes, you guys do have each other. Yes, we are raising a team for sure. But when you're not around each other, we need to make sure that we have our own, that you can hold your own, you know? So it's uncomfortable for me as a mom. I'll tell you that. It's easier said than done. The first day that we dropped our kids to the YMCA daycare, I cried. Yes, I'm in the same building as them. Yes, it's only for an hour, but we're essentially leaving them with strangers. And that was scary for me. It was just different. It was weird. And it just shows, again, that is me momming. You know, I'm allowed to have my feelings, but my kids, I need them to have that confidence. I need them to gain that level of confidence, because, you know, you guys aren't always going to have each other. You guys are not always going to be within the same vicinity. So pat on the back to me for growth. Pat on the back to my kiddos for taking the risk and going and enjoying themselves and having fun. Obviously, the first day wasn't the best day. My daughter was like, it was okay. She actually was texting me off her iPad and asked me to come get her. We were already done with our workout by then, but you know,
I'm sure it was reassuring for her to know, oh, mommy and daddy did say 45 minutes to an hour and it's been an hour, you know? So again, growing pains, parenting does not get any easier, especially when you add more to the bunch. It doesn't get any easier. Your heart grows bigger than you think you can bear, trust, and believe. But every day is a learning experience. Every day is just every day. I wish I had a better way to freaking explain it, but I don't. It's a challenge. And I just feel like for me at this stage of my life, it's all about modeling the behavior that I expect from my kids. So if I want them to be brave, I need to be brave. If I want them to show self-control, I need to show self-control. And so with that being said, we're all making these, I don't want to say changes, but we're all making active, what's the word? We're all trying every day, okay? Even on the days when we don't want to, we're trying every single day. So cheers to trying, for real. Cheers to freaking trying. Anyways, moving on. Next topic, keys to success at being a stay-at-home mom. I'm not saying I'm successful at all, but what I am saying is that I work towards success every single day. There's not a day when I'm not. I'm trying every day. I made like a little TikTok and a YouTube short about this. I enjoy cleaning and cooking when nobody is here. My son is asleep, but you know, that sometimes counts as him not being here, if you know what I'm saying. Because when it is just so many people around, and when I say people, I mean my people, my husband and my 2 kids, when they're around and they're hungry and they're like, that stuff drives me crazy. And I'm just trying to make a meal, we'll end up eating out. So I prefer to cook when folks are not here or asleep. I prefer to do things like fold laundry when people are not here so that I can just get it done and get it out of the way. Because whenever everybody comes home, what do? They want to do? They want to chill on the couch. They want to flip around. They want to go in their rooms. They want to do whatever. And it's best if they do that when the house is clean, you know? There's no fun sitting on the couch if there's a freaking pile of laundry on it. And I'm not about to quickly fold because everybody's here. And I'm also not going to just throw the clothes in the freaking drawer because everybody is here too. So it's best that I just cut my little show on, if that's what I choose to do, and do what I gotta do. So fold the laundry. I usually try to do a load a day. Sometimes if I'm in a better mood, I'll do 2 or 3 loads. It really just depends. I did a load yesterday. I folded, but I did not put it away. Usually it's my husband's job to put away, but yesterday he worked so late. It was probably one of the latest, the longest work days I should say we, because we were up with him. He worked 5:30. We had to drop him off at 5:30 and 5:30 a.m. and we did not pick him up until 7:30 p.m. So it was a super long day. The kids were exhausted. He was exhausted. So that was kind of crummy. So I just was like, whatever. At least I folded them. Today, I'm going to continue to fold, and I may or may not leave them on the couch. Hopefully, I'll be able to put them up. I hope I have the energy to put them up. But I already have another load ready for me to fold. So, yeah. Anyways, fold the laundry, meal prep some food, like some easy things that you know your family likes. For example, pasta. My kids love spaghetti. Like, if your family loves fettuccine, your family loves Alfredo, whatever, make it and just put it in the fridge so that whenever they're hungry, they can just go in there, or you can go in there and just make them a bowl or make you a bowl. Something that I've realized about the stay-at-home mom life is if the food is not ready, like if there's nothing for me to eat for lunch, I'll skip lunch. That's a no-go. That's no good. You need to eat 3 meals a day. I am not successful unless I eat 3 meals a day. I know I've already said this, but prep some food for yourself. You know, fry some breakfast potatoes, prep some baked potatoes, some sweet potatoes, easy things for you to make. Another easy thing to always have is like some chicken breast that you can make a quick salad, or like a chicken Caesar salad wrap, something like that. This nose is gonna be the death of me, but like something cute and quick like that. My daughter loves overnight oats. So I always make sure that she has a bowl of overnight oats in the fridge, and whatever day she gets to eating it, it's there and ready for her to eat. You know, so like quick stuff like that. Have ready fruit, have it cut if you can. Like we go and buy the mangoes already peeled and cut, so I can give them a chunk. Here you go, have a mango chunk, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Make it easy for you, but also easy for everybody else. Buy food that you like to eat, whether that means you got to go to the grocery store every other day. I so know that eating healthy, eating balanced is expensive for sure. Hold please. Okay, like I was saying, eating healthy, eating balanced is expensive. It does take some thinking. Like, yeah, you definitely have to think it out, but you gotta eat. Like, when it comes to food, I'm trying to be better about this. Food costs money, period. There's no way around it. So considering food costs money, you might as well eat what the heck you want to eat anyway, because you're going to blow the money on the food anyway. You might as well eat what you want to eat. Yeah, there are days where I'm craving like a good Sunday dinner, something slow cooked, some collard greens, some sweet potatoes, something like that. Like, yeah, a Sunday meal, a low vibrational meal. Yes, there are days where I crave that, but that ain't every day, you know? Like, some days I'm eating a salad for dinner. Some days the kids are eating a Hot Pocket for dinner. And it is what it is. As long as y'all eat. There are a lot of days where my daughter eats cereal. My son is eating noodles. My husband is eating taco meat and rice and broccoli because he's also on a good health kick. You know what I'm saying? Like, every meal doesn't have to be steak and shrimp. Every meal don't have to be salmon and, you know, a creamy sauce. There's other things for everybody to enjoy, you know? And so just find what works. Keep it in rotation and switch out things little by little as you notice, okay, maybe we're getting a little tired of that. Let's just switch out this one meal, you know? It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Fuel your body. Eat. Eat. That is major. Another key. Move your body. I already talked about the YMCA, but move your body. I love a good home workout. But to be real and to be honest, getting up and going to exercise with other people just does something to the soul. I'm not even kidding. And I'm new to this. Like, I was a home workout girly, I swear, all of 2025. So serious. And maybe now that I've gained like an ounce more, a bit of confidence in myself, I'm like, okay, I can go work out in front of others. But people are in the gym because, for one, they care about their bodies, and everybody doesn't look good in the gym, you know? Like, don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. And you don't have to have the cutest workout sets to go to the gym. Does it make you feel good? Yes. But do you have to have it? No. You can wear sweats in the gym, sweats and a t-shirt in the gym. Go to the thrift store. Go to 5 and Below. They have workout clothes. Is it going to be the toppest tier quality? No. But are you going to have a cute pair of leggings? Yes. You see what I mean? Like, you don't have to have the best of the best workout clothes to go out somewhere and go and work out. Even if your babies are teeny tiny, prop up the baby monitor, get a $5 jump rope off of Amazon, find an open area, set your timer for 10 minutes and jump. 10 minutes of jumping rope is equivalent to 1 mile. Y'all see me do that earlier and it whooped my tail. So this is my body. I have to take care of it. I'm gonna get it done. You know what I mean? If I want my kids to take care of their bodies, I need to take care of mine. What do I look like putting them in swimming and basketball and gymnastics, but when I come home, I just sit on my tail all day? Like, that doesn't make sense. Also, I know I'm kind of jumping topics. Something else about YMCA too, because one of my friends sent me a TikTok the other day, and it was like, if you did not experience after school program, you did not experience school. We had the best after school program at my school. the staff. I will remember JoJo, Miss Mumford, Mr. Eddie, who actually passed away, RIP, Mr. Sumter. Like, we had a good staff for us kids, us inner city Black kids. We had a good, mixed, diverse staff who was there to help us. Even City Year had like I don't know what the correct word is, but City Year pretty much had like a collab with my school, or was it Boston Public School District? I don't know. But they even had an after school program through City Year. And you went to after school pretty much if your parents worked late. I started going to after school program for one, simply because I just wanted to. Most of my friends were going, and they always went on cool field trips on like Fridays. You go to the swimming pool, the museum, stuff like that. But also you build such good relationships at after school programs, because for the most part, you're mixed up. The ages are mixed up. And my friend sent me that TikTok, and it had me thinking, because at first with the YMCA, I was uncomfortable with the age groups. They have ages 6 to 12 in one room, and they get to have their technology if they want. And I just wasn't a fan of that. I'm still not the biggest fan of it, but my husband was like, this is how Aaliyah's going to gain her confidence around other kids, not just 6-year-olds. And when it had me thinking, I'm like, you're right. This is how she's going to gain confidence. It's the exposure. Same with my son. They have the babies separated starting at ages 6 months to 2, and then 3 to 5. They need that. They need that exposure to other kids. For one, confidence, but also, why not? You know, why not? Why freaking not? So that is something major. And also, back to the YMCA, this is literally like a YMCA rant. The programs that they offer are amazing. My daughter's going to go to her first tumbling class on Monday. We're going to see how it goes. And if she doesn't like it, so be it. We will take her out and she can go and do another class there. They have ballet, they have cheerleading, they have cooking classes, they have Spanish classes. It's classes on classes on classes. Okay. There are things that can be done. I love that variety. It's something that she needs. She's getting to that age to where she can do more. And it's something that we all need. Me and my husband, hopefully, if he gets off on time, we plan on doing the cycling class together. These small changes in our routine have shifted our household totally and add to my success as a stay-at-home mom. I am not successful if my household is not running well, if my household is not functioning well. Like I always tell my husband, if you don't have lunch, if you don't have water, you know, these things, it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. It makes me worried about you. It makes me want to come up there and bring you some food, because why don't you have your stuff, you know? And it took him a minute to realize that, but he really was like, okay, I get that. I got to make sure I'm getting up at a decent enough time to grab my food. And for me, it's like I need to start making food and making enough of it to where you have food to bring with you to lunch. So, like I said, all of these things are like a domino effect. They all add to each other's success. But bottom line, I am only as successful as my partner and as my household. Truly. And that may not be the case for everybody, but it is the case for me. I'll tell you that. Something else that I want to tell y'all, I don't even know if he wants me to tell y'all, but my husband gave up gaming for 2026. I'm pretty sure I told y'all in the last video, like, we are not huge on New Year's resolutions and things like that. We don't need a new year. We don't need a Monday to start something or to stop something. But I appreciate his dedication to being available to the family, and it made me go into deep reflective mode, as in, what could I be doing better too? How can I want us to remain equally yoked. And in order for us to remain equally yoked, what can I do to meet you where you're at? Or to continue to strive for greatness, for better. Y'all know my master's is ending. I'm about to open up a new chapter. Whatever that may be, I don't know what it is yet. But the fact that, you know, again, my husband already takes care of so much. And to me, he was so willing to give up one of his vices. I'm not going to tell y'all the vice that I gave up, but just know I gave up something major. Okay, major. But we're better together. Just leave it at that. We're better together. So shout out to my man. Always striving to be better. Always striving to be a good example to our kids. And, and me too. Telling me that I can continue to do the great things. So, poof. Those are a couple of my keys to success at being a stay-at-home mom. I don't think that I am going to carry y'all on. Oh, one more. I actually have one more. Get a book. I wouldn't be me if I didn't tell y'all to get a book. Get a book. I'm reading, what is it? A Woman Missing. I'm going to put a picture up of the book I'm reading right now. I'm about halfway through. It's scary. I've never read no scary book. This book is scary. I'm not even going to lie to you. This is a scary book. And it is scary to the point where I want to keep reading. And that's why I picked this book. I've seen a couple of good reviews about it on TikTok. I actually have a list of a couple of books that I want to get into. Once I finish this one, I'm going to go read me an urban fiction novel. I love a good Black urban literature. I have not read a Black urban literature in a long time. The last one I probably read for fun is Keisha's Drama. Do y'all remember Keisha's Drama? Were y'all readers? Keisha's Drama I read probably in like middle school. That's probably the last time I read an urban novel that I actually wanted to read. So I have a list of a couple of books that I want to get into. My goal for this month was just to read one book. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm about halfway finished with this book. It's really good. Like, I'm only going to give y'all a piece of the plot, just a piece. The story is being told from a couple of different perspectives, which I enjoy. It's not really a narrator, but again, a couple of different perspectives of people who are taking part in the story. And a mom and a daughter essentially go missing. And you don't know what is happening to the mom. I think we're leading up to her kind of getting kidnapped, which is crazy. But while we're learning about the mom going missing, the daughter is found. And so again, a lot is going on because we're hearing this from so many different perspectives. We're hearing it from what's really crazy is now that I'm talking about this out loud, we don't hear from the father's perspective, the husband's perspective. We hear from the son of the woman who was missing. We hear from the daughter's perspective of whom was found. We even hear from the neighbor's perspective, but we don't ever hear, at least so far, I'm halfway into the book, and I have not heard anything from the dad's perspective. He's there, he's panicked, but we don't hear anything about his perspective. It just keeps me on edge. I do read it before bed. I try to put my phone down by about 9 o'clock so that I can read for 30 minutes to an hour. I did not read last night, but I definitely plan on reading tonight. So when I finish, I'm really hoping to finish super soon. That's why I need to finish this last freaking paper so I can just indulge in my book. I want to get into my book, okay? I need to get in my book. So yeah, but get a book because sometimes sleeping does not recharge you like you think it will. And that is why it's so good to have multiple outlets so that you can recharge different parts of your brain. Back to TikTok. I've seen this girl on TikTok who is trying to retrain her brain, and she sits and does nothing for an hour. And she's like, I do this to recharge a certain portion of my brain because I have a creative outlet, I have this outlet, I have that outlet, but I just don't have this one specific outlet. And so sitting and doing nothing is my way to kind of train my brain from resulting to boredom and doom scrolling. And so for me, I do feel like I have a creative outlet, which can be a few things. My creative outlet can be like whenever I'm fooling around with my Cricut or doing arts and crafts with the kids. Like today, me and my son did some Play-Doh. I'm sure over the weekend we're going to do more Play-Doh. We're probably going to paint. You know, that's definitely my creative outlet, is pouring into my kids. My self-care outlet is always taking care of my hair. Now I have this really good dopamine rush whenever I go and work out and exercise, move my body, and then again getting 7 to 8 hours of rest at night. But there's something about sitting down with a good book for me. Get into it. You will train your brain to take on hard things, like sitting in silence and just enjoying what's in front of you. No moving pictures, nothing with noise, just sitting and reading. I'm not against the girlies who do the audiobooks, but that doesn't count as immersive reading. I hope you guys know that. I ain't here to fight. But that's not immersive reading. Immersive reading is following along and listening at the same time. One day, maybe I'll get a Kindle, but for now, I'm okay with my paper books. I enjoy a paper book. I enjoy how it feels when you're finished with it. But again, one day I'll probably get into a Kindle just because I like the way it looks. I love the little charms that the girlies are putting on them. Really into that, actually. But again, there's nothing like opening up a good book and training yourself to sit in silence and know that silence is not a punishment. Sit there, open up a book and read it, and just watch how good you sleep whenever you shut that book. Watch how much of a good mood you wake up in because you didn't spend the last few minutes before you went to bed doom scrolling on your phone with that freaking blue light that is triggering your brain to stay awake and overconsume. A major goal I have for myself is to cut my screen time in half. I'm averaging about 8 hours by the time I get my screen reports on Sundays. I do not like that. I don't. If I could average about 4 hours a day, I'm doing something right. So, and I know I'm a content creator, blah, 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 blah. I know. But those 8 hours, I'm not creating content. Like right now, I'm chit-chatting with y'all. Cool. I will edit this on my laptop. I only edit my YouTube shorts and my TikToks on my phone. There's no reason why I should be on my phone averaging about 8 hours per day. That does not make me happy. Actually, that makes me really sad. I could be doing so many other things during that 8 hour time frame. It's not even funny. So get you a book, moms. Even if I got some dads out there, get you a book, dude. Learn about some money, learn about trading, learn about something else. Get you a book, because trust and believe. Every holiday, you know what I get my babies? Books. Do I get them other things? Absolutely. But they get a good book. And how do I expect my kids to engage in reading if they don't see me read? You know what I'm saying? So read. Read because you deserve that peace and quiet. But also read to enjoy. Pick something that you like. Pick something that you never thought you would pick up. I never thought I would pick up this scary ass book. This book is scary as fuck. And I'm reading it because it makes me want to keep reading. And I'm going to pick a different genre next. You don't just have to read one type of book. And that is what is so cool about books. People think reading is a punishment when reading is training you to do hard things. And that is what it is. I seen a post. Here I go again. Social media. But this is like when you see posts, it's like the newspaper. Honestly, I seen a post saying how rich people raise rich adults because they train their kids to do hard things. They don't allow them to just lay around and do this and blah, 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 blah. And I can agree to disagree with that. I want my kids to lead. I want them to tell me the things that they enjoy. I want them to tell me their interests, and I want to help them lean into that. Like I said, my daughter flips around here all the time. But you know why? When she was 2, she got a trampoline fracture in her knee from the trampoline park. And we put her in gymnastics because we wanted her to boost her confidence and trust her body again with jumping. And from there, it kickstarted something in her. We got my son a basketball hoop for Christmas. And you know where we keep the basketball hoop? I'm sure y'all can see it back there. Out in the open. You know why? Because we all throw the basketball in the hoop. My son just made his first shot in the hoop yesterday, last night. And we've only had it up. I mean, Christmas was what, 2 weeks ago? So him seeing us be engaged in something that we may or may not want him to do, I don't know, piques his interest. Ooh, everybody likes this. Maybe I should try it too. Pick something that you think they'll like, get them into it, encourage them, lean into it with them. And if they're giving you too much resistance of, oh, I don't want to do this, take them out and put them in something else. You do not have to be rich to raise good adults. I don't want to raise rich adults. I want to raise good people. And by me raising good people, I need to be a good person, and I need to be a good person to them. I gave Aaliyah choices. I plan on doing the same for my son. Here are some choices. The YMCA gave me and my husband choices. Here are the classes that we offer. Please feel free to join any of them. That is what is important. Giving your kids choices and letting them pick. If we want the kids to play an instrument, hey, you guys are going to start playing instruments this upcoming year. Here are the instruments you can choose from. Not, hey, I'm going to put you in piano and you're going to do it. No. There's so many instruments. Pick one. And if you don't freaking like it, you're going to try it for a little bit. And if you don't like it, cool. We'll put you in a different instrument, you know? Give them the choice and trust them. Trust that they're trying their best. Trust that they're going to make the most out of it. Trust. I had therapy today, which I think everybody should partake in at least at one point in their life. I had therapy today. It went well. I love my therapist so much. I feel like I have made so much progress. And I feel like she feels like that too. Today we did an empathy. I think that's what it was called. An empathy evaluation. We did an anger evaluation maybe a month ago, and I scored average angry. I don't like that. And when she told me that, I was like, what's the next level down? And she was like, a peaceful person, somebody who goes for peace over anger. And I'm like, that's where I want to be. So quick story time. Yesterday, when we were going to the YMCA, there was this mom who was checking in. Well, actually, we got to the YMCA. There was a Pilates class yesterday at 10. I got there about 9:55. When I got there, they were like, hey, the baby room is actually full. We'll call you when it opens up. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's totally fine. There's a park at the YMCA. So I was like, I'm just going to bring my son over to the park. And maybe I'll just work out after, or we'll just go home, whatever. So they literally call me 30 seconds after I walk out of the door. At this point, my son's a little agitated because he's thinking we're about to go to the park and now we're going back in the building. But nonetheless, I take him back into the daycare room. He's giving me a little resistance. He doesn't want to go inside. I'm encouraging him, come on, we'll be fine. And right behind me, a mom and her 2 kids come in, probably about 2 and 5. They tell her the same thing that they told me when I come in there. Hey, the baby room is full. But she has an older kid too. So they're like, yeah, we can take your older kid, but we can't take your 2-year-old. And she's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? You can't just put her with the bigger kids until somebody leaves and maybe move her over or something like that. And they're like, no, we can't. Mind you, while this conversation is going on, my son is still giving me a hard time. He's giving me a little bit of resistance about going in. He's whining a little bit. And I was just like, you know what, ma'am, I ignored my son for a second. I was just like, ma'am, I'm gonna be a blessing to you today. You go ahead and go so that you can get your workout in. My son doesn't really want to be here right now because we were just kind of in and out. So you go ahead and go. Don't even worry about it. And she's like, oh my God, thank you. You know, whatever. I was like, no worries. Like, I'm not gonna force him. It's totally fine. And me and my son, we went to the park. First we went walking. He wanted to walk, so I just kind of followed his lead. And then we finally end up getting to the park. He plays for a little bit and it's time to go. We're walking to the car and this big black guy is on his walk. Seems like this is probably something that he does daily. He's on his walk. He has his headphones in, his glasses on. I'm like, hey, good morning. My son also tells him hi. And the guy goes, I want to give him a gift. Do you mind? I just got to run to my car real quick. I want to give him a gift. And I'm like, sure. I'm loading up anyway. I'm sure by the time you come back, we'll still be here. The guy goes off. My son starts crying because, again, like, it's getting closer to nap time. I give him a cup, give him a snack. I'm loading up the car, whatever. And the guy comes back with his wallet. And he tells me, I told myself that the first kid or the first baby to speak to me, I was going to bless them. And I'm like, it's so weird that he's using that word bless. I just told that lady in there, I'm going to be a blessing to you, but whatever. He gives my son $20. He kind of gets down to my son's level and he's like, you make sure you invest these $20 and never judge anybody from what they look like. I never thought I would be in a position to give, and I am. And my son tells him, okay. And the guy's like, you understand what I'm saying? And my son's like, the guy goes back in his wallet and he takes out $100 bill. He's like, I'm going to give you both of these and you make sure you invest this $120 and watch what it does for you in your life. I've invested in my grandchildren's lives to where they will be millionaires by the time they are 18. And again, thank you for not judging me based off of what I look like and, you know, saying hi to me. I just appreciate that. I'm like, what the hell? It was the craziest thing. And had I disregarded my son's feelings in the YMCA, had I tuned out that lady at the front desk, giving the front desk lady the hard time about her kids not being, or her daughter not being to go in, this opportunity would have never happened. We would have never gotten the $120. We would have never got it. And we don't even need it. But it's the fact that I just went with the flow. I just rolled with it. I just said, you know what? My baby doesn't want to go in. You clearly need this gym time more than me right now. I could come later. I can come tomorrow. I have Pilates stuff at home. I can watch me a good Pilates video and probably get the same workout in at home as I could do here. I'm new here. I don't need this, like how she was showing that she needed it. And I'm so grateful that I was able to be a blessing to her and that guy was able to come and be a blessing to us. It was a crazy, like, serendipity moment. It just felt like what happened happened exactly the way it was supposed to. And I say all that to say, take it easy. Especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, take it easy. My husband tells me all the time, you're on your own schedule. Nobody tells you what to do. Take it easy. Get the things done that you want to get done, but take it easy. Go with the flow of things. Everything doesn't have to happen right at the time that you plan for it to happen. And easier said than done. Trust, I'm a Virgo, okay? Control freak. But it was worth it. For real. It really was. And shout out to that man. I did not even get his name. He just went about his day and we loaded up in the car and I literally drove home with my mouth wide open. It was just insane to think that people are out here literally willing to give. So grateful to, I don't know, just have had the opportunity to just be around at that time. So anyways, I'm out. I'm about to put these clothes up. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for putting clothes with me. See y'all.